Hi everyone! Today I'm doing a requested video by one of you lovelies, and Maria.Alexandria wants to know if a resin dirty pour can be done with mica powders and if the mica powders would blend. I'm actually really excited for this video idea, and this potentially could be a new series. So I've got my micas, I've got my resin, and a few different molds, so let's get into this. So first things first, I have to mix up my resin. I'm going to use JBKonsCreations high gloss resin, and I'm going to mix up a fair amount. I'm going to do 350 ml of part A with 350 ml of part B for a total of 700 ml of epoxy. I'm going to be mixing this resin with 4 different colors, and this time I'm going to divide this resin as equally as I can to have the same amount of epoxy for each color. I won't be putting in any gold leaf or keeping any of this resin clear. All 4 colors are going to be opaque. Like I said, I'm super excited for today's video because not only do I really enjoy doing resin dirty pours, but I also really like the idea of doing requested videos from you guys. I'm thinking this could be a cool series that I could start doing, and that way, not only do I get more video ideas, but you get to see your resin ideas or questions in action. Now, when it comes to the colors I'll be using today, I'm going to use bluish green, dark purple, dark blue, and black. For the black, I will be using an opaque liquid resin pigment because the black mica powders I have, they all have a shimmery effect to them, which ends up making the black look more of a silvery dark gray, and I don't want that. For this resin pour, I'm going for galaxy vibes, so I want a pure black color. With mica powders, I think the pearly shimmery effect is a given. If you're looking for an opaque solid color, then I think it would be considered just a pigment powder, but don't quote me on that. I'm just going based on what I have, and all the powders I do have that say mica, they all have the shimmery effect. Speaking of mica powders, as you can see, I've put them in my cups first before I've poured out my resin, and it's because mica powders can get messy. I usually do it this way to help avoid getting it everywhere, but the downside is it can clump up at the bottom. Some powders seem to be more prone to clump up more than others. However, although I'm not doing it today, one tip I always recommend is to mix mica powders with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol first and then mix it into the resin. It really helps dissolve the powders, and that way you're then working with a liquid and not a dry powder. You do want to use 91% or higher isopropyl though, and only a little because too much isopropyl can affect the way your resin cures. I am hoping that I'm not making a mistake by mixing a liquid pigment with these mica powders. In my last dirty pour, I did learn that you have to take into consideration the weight of these pigments when you're pouring them like this, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that none of these colors sink too badly. So now that my colors are mixed up, I will be mixing in one more thing into these cups, and it's school glue. If you watched my last dirty pour video, you know that I tested the glue hack with the dirty pour technique and it gave me lovely results. So since it worked, I'm going to do it again, but I will speed this part up because you've already seen me mix up this resin. I'm only really keeping this clip in so that you can see that I am putting in the glue. But for anyone who hasn't seen glue added to epoxy yet, it makes the resin really thicken up. It almost gives the resin a slime consistency, but in this case, for this resin technique, it actually works out well since it helps keep the colors more separate, which also should help the mica powders not blend and become muddy. I will be adding the glue to all 4 colors this time, and yeah, this actually isn't the first time I've done a dirty pour with mica powders on my channel. I think the first time I did it was the first time I did do a dirty pour with epoxy, but back then I hadn't used the glue hack, so it's going to be interesting to see the differences between both times. I'll be sure to link that video at the top of this one. Okay, so now that I've mixed in the glue, it's time to pour this resin back into my mixing jug, and I'm going to do it in a pattern starting with black. Then I'll pour in purple, then green, and then the blue. I'll do the first round with you, but I think I'm going to do the other rounds off camera just because this resin is very gloopy and I don't want to get it everywhere. I'll try to do 3 to 4 rounds, but I'll have to see since this resin is also very stringy. It's actually a little tricky to stop the flow of it, as you can see. All right, I have the last of the black and the purple to pour in, and then we can get to the fun part. This resin is looking very pretty, don't you think? So now I'm just going to pour this resin into my molds and let's hope that we get some stunning results. The thing I like the most about the resin dirty pour technique is that you don't know exactly how your pieces are going to look like in the end result. You do know what colors your pieces will be, but you don't really know what patterns the resin will make because even after you pour the resin, it keeps moving and only stops when it's cured. I really like the element of surprise this technique has, and it's also really cool that it's hard to get two pieces that look the same.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
I'm definitely getting galaxy vibes. I also see Aurora Borealis. What do you think? Galaxy or Aurora Borealis? I think this might become my favorite resin dirty pour so far. The shimmery effect of the mica powders just looks so pretty against the black pigment. Going off the resin topic for a moment, have you ever seen the Northern Lights in person? I was lucky to see them in 2024 for the first time, and it was beautiful. I'll insert a photo here to show you, but it was just amazing. And it's true what they say. Once you see it once, you always then have a longing to see them again. Anyways, I'm going to let this resin cure up, and I'm going to clean up a bit since this pour did get a bit messy. Okay, everyone, these pieces have cured now. It's time to demold them, and as I do, I'd like to share a couple of things with you, so I'm doing this voiceover over the demolding footage. With that being said, I did leave these pieces to cure over 2 days because every time I've used the glue hack, I've found that the resin takes a bit longer to harden up. The resin does cure fine as far as I can tell. It goes solid, but it just takes a little bit longer to cure. The other thing I'd like to mention is that it seems when it comes to doing a resin dirty pour, it works best when you pour the resin into a tall mold, an elongated mold like my jar molds, and not so much in a flat mold like these tray molds. As you can see, the first oval mold did turn out stunning, but as for the irregular shaped dish mold, I feel like that one wasn't as spectacular even though the bottom side does look gorgeous. It's still pretty, but I am a little disappointed that the bottom isn't the top. But as for the two jars and that first oval tray, I just love how they turned out. I love that you can see the different colors, and I really like how the colors blend. Out of the 4 pieces, the last jar I demold is my favorite. You can see the 4 different colors so beautifully. Be sure to let me know which piece is your favorite, and also let me know what you see in these pieces, Galaxy or Aurora Borealis. To my lovely subscriber, Maria.Alexandria, I hope I'm saying your name right. I hope this video has answered both your questions and that you found this video useful. I've had a lot of fun making this video, so thank you for requesting it, and I do hope I can make this video series for you all. If anyone else would like to request a video, be sure to comment your idea down below and I will do my best to film it. As always, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video and that you've learned something. If you did, then please smash the like button. If you'd like to see other resin techniques I've done on my channel, then be sure to check out one of these videos next. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!